Yo, what is going on? This is Phobic Shiki here, back with a brand new video. Today we are doing a Kara tier list. So we're just going to be going over the strongest and the weakest members of the Kara organization from the Boruto manga. If you enjoy these type of videos, be sure to leave a like, and subscribe if you're new. Now let's get right into it. First things first, Victor. He is strong, but in comparison to everyone else here, including Amado, I can't. He's got his regeneration. Very busted regenerative abilities. But aside from that, he really isn't able to do much else, and he kind of just got slapped by base Koji. So next up we have Boro. For Boro, I'll put him low demigod for now. It'll probably change as we go in, but I'll put Boro low demigod. He was fighting against Kawaki and Boruto, Mitsuki, and Sarada at the same time pretty well. If it wasn't for Sarada's Sharingan and being able to see his core, he probably would have... Well, I don't know if he would have killed him, obviously, because Momoshiki, I feel like, would have came out either way. But he was giving them a very hard time. Actually, I'm going to move Boro down Kara Inner. And with that, his transformed state, which is a lot bigger and arguably more physically powerful, is a lot less practical in battle, and his mobility and everything else is just complete ass, so I think this version overall is a lot weaker. Next up we got Code. Now Code I will put demigod. I don't really see any argument against this. Amato's stated without his limiters that he is stronger than Jigen, thus why he has the limiters. And right above him I'll just put him with his white karma active. It grants him some battle experience, yes, but in terms of actual power, his white karma is very weak in comparison to a normal karma. I mean, Momoshiki's even clowning him in chapter 65, I think it was. Oh, your karma can't even absorb jutsu. I'll keep him above base code, obviously, but I can't put him in God tier. Yeah, since I don't think Boroshiki, at this point at least, is stronger than Momoshiki, kind of hard for me to put him anywhere above demigod when he's struggling with Boroshiki. So next up we got Koji. So base Koji, I say base Koji and base Code, you can really swap either or. I think it's very close. Overall, Koji has like more jutsu, but with Code being able to teleport through his claw marks, that ability is just too hacks for me to overlook. And because of that, I'm going to put him over Koji. Alright, so next up is Sage Koji. I'm going to put him at the top of Demigod. Now, some people might not like him being this low. Some people might want him at... You know what? Actually, I'll put him God tier. Sage Koji's biggest feat is just surviving against Ishiki. Obviously, he didn't beat Ishiki, but the fact he was able to live long enough to reverse summon himself out of the fight before he just got absolutely obliterated, I'd say that's a pretty good feat in itself. Some people like to talk about if he's even still alive, but I mean, it's Boruto / Naruto. We've yet to see a body. You know what that means. He's still alive. I mean, it's common sense. So next up we have Delta. Delta, I am going to put above Sage Koji. Delta's taijutsu and just pure speed is very high. She was keeping up a 6-path Sage Mode Naruto for quite a long time. Literally pushed him from KCM2 into 6-path Sage Mode, while Koji did have to fight a 10% Jigen and then Ishiki. I just can't say that 10% Jigen that he fought is as strong as full power Naruto. Because of that, I'm gonna put Delta above Sage Koji. This next one, Amado, I'm gonna put him above Boro because we know he's a lot smarter, and essentially Amado gives serious Aizen vibes from Bleach, and I just would not be surprised to find out that he's some crazy strong character who can, contend with the best of them. Now this is gonna sound a little crazy, but Amado realistically probably could beat everyone on here so far in a fight, and I base that solely off of him having a button to put Delta to sleep when Koji was about to go confront Jigen and he was about to defect to Konoha. Delta approached them and he literally just had a button to put her to sleep. Based off that, I'm just gonna use some headcanon and assume that he has that for all of them as well. And if he does, he'd easily, obviously, be able to beat them in a fight before they could even do anything. But in terms of pure power, I'm not going to put him above them. I hope that makes sense. Next up, we have base Jigen. Some people might not like him being above Sage Koji, solely because Sage Koji was fighting him and whatnot, but the Jigen that Koji fought was 10% power, nowhere near as strong as this base Jigen, so I'm going to put him here. I really think it's going to piss people off is me having Delta above him, and a lot of this comes down to solely Taijutsu. I think Delta would be able to push him into using the Karma Seal. I'm not saying that Delta overall is stronger than Jigen. I'm saying Delta versus base Jigen would be able to push him into the Karma, which at that point he just kind of does his thing and it's way too easy for him. But my point being, Delta would definitely be able to swap hands with him to get him to that point. Next up, we've got Karma Jigen. And he's going to go at the top of God tier. I don't think anyone's going to disagree with that. So far, out of everyone on the list, he is easily the strongest. The next up is the final stage of the Karma. This version is busted. Soon as he whipped out this version, he punched Naruto out of his Kurama avatar mode and Sasuke out of his perfect Susanoo like it was nothing. Fighting the two strongest characters in the verse up to that point, and you are low dipping them. That says something. Last but not least, we have the Chad, Ishiki Otsutsuki. I don't think there's any debate about this. Obviously, he's stronger than Jigen and everyone else on here. It took literally Naruto's strongest form up to this point to beat him, and even then, he still had some time left afterwards to get to Kawaki and try to implant a Karma. So even Baryon mode, while it definitely helped, wasn't enough to straight up just kill him. There was still that threat. No one under him would be able to beat him, and honestly, I would say by himself, he easily solos all of them. Now, Ishiki is very, very busted. Obviously, he's able to shrink himself. He's able to shrink objects. He's got hella chakra rods. He's able to make these big-ass cubes appear on the battlefield at will. Dude is absolute hacks. Aside from Baryon mode, Naruto, the strongest in the whole verse, and it's not even debatable. I've seen people try to. People be like, well, how does he see Madara's Limbo? He doesn't need to see Madara's Limbo to blitz one-shot him before Madara or his Limbo can react. Case closed. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to leave a like. I will see you guys next time. Peace.